Hi, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching, doing the trade review for September 30th, 2013. And first thing I want to cover is, first of all, this is for educational purposes. Nothing in this video should be considered trading advice, purely educational in its nature. So one thing I want to talk about, and just briefly tonight, because I am totally wiped out from trading today, and that is these zones. Okay, these zones by themselves are an edge. They're located in areas where we would expect rotation. And if you look, first time into the zone, rotation up, gave you 2 to 4 points. First time into the zone, it didn't give you 2 to 4 points from the front of the zone, but certainly from the middle and back of the zone, gave you a very nice trade. First time up into this zone right here, front to middle, gave you easily a 2-point rotation, actually almost a 10-point rotation at one point. And then you'll notice when we came down here, again, first time into this zone from above. Nice stretched market. We came in with buyers and they pushed it up and rotated it all the way back up. Now, the only other area I want to mention here today, because I was doing a pretty good job of documenting, is, well, what do I do, Simon, when we get these moves through here? When I short this and buy this? So the first comment is, first of all, this is designed for this is designed so that we're taking the first touch of zones. Secondly, you need to take a notice of the size of the rotation, what's going on within the markets. Take a peek over at ThinQ, what it's doing. But once you see a market do this right here in a zone, what you want to do is try to avoid this zone altogether. And the reason for that is because we get whips through like here where there's no resistance whatsoever. Instead, you want to push out to a zone a little bit further out that won't have an easy trade for it set up necessarily, and that will give you a stronger resistance opportunity or support opportunity. This is why when I shorted today, I shorted 1679, which was just below the zone, which is generally a no-no. However, I had a specific setup there. This is why I wasn't too eager to cover in here, and it was also the reason why I said that there's no reason why we can't rotate back up to 1679 when we were down here. At the end of the day, I have to leave to go pick up my daughter from school, so I scaled from 1679 at 1676, half the trade, and I left the other trade on for the balance of the day. The other thing that I did, because we were in such a volatile situation last couple days, is I cut my trade size in half here in the afternoon. Why did I do that? Because that protects my P&L and lets me operate in a safe manner so that I'm not totally freaked out. Now, looking back, would have I rather gone full size? Absolutely, there's no question about it. Would have I rather, not scaled and covered everything when I was essentially at one point plus 7 points on this trade? Yeah, I would have. But the fact is I didn't know, and I did put it out there that people are welcome to cover. I ended up covering both halves of the trade for +3. It was a half size trade, so it ends up going down in the book for 1.5. But looking at all these things and putting them all together, right? These are all things that keep me profitable consistently day by day and month by month. I control my trade size when I have to. I control my risk when I have to. And I know without any other indicators where my good trade location is. Is it always perfect? No, it's not always perfect. But look at this month. This has been a hard month. A lot of people really got their ass kicked this month. And hopefully most of my crew came out flying with colors. I know that on the trades that I tweeted out, we came up, I believe, plus 24 points. It was significant, and it was good. Because in a month like this where you could have really, really, really suffered a lot of damage, we actually ended up putting some good P&L into the accounts. And then this is the last piece of what I approach when I'm trading, my philosophy in trading. Okay, so there's a million trades out there. Okay, I have at least 10 trades, I think, that I can execute perfectly. Okay, but most people can't execute one trade perfectly. And so what I suggest to them is find one trade that suits your personality. Find an edge, make sure it's actually a verifiable edge, right? And then learn that trade inside and out. And once you've got that trade perfected, that's the time you go to the next level. When you ask them, okay, what can I do to level more damage in here? One area that really I like to focus on my clients is, instead of going and going, okay, I've got one trade that's working well, I want to go in there and increase my trade size. Why? Because if I have one, let's say my trade is the first touch of the zones, right? First touch of the zones, and let's just say middle of the zone, okay? So if you took this trade here in the middle of the zone, let's play pretend land for a minute, and that we weren't having a massive gap down. We're going to take this zone right here, okay? If you took this zone right here and we didn't have this huge panic push right at the open, you easily got your 2-point rotation higher. Next test, if you took your short in the middle of the back of this zone, did it push up a little bit? Yeah, sure. But look, it rotated all the way down. If you're in the middle of the back of the zone, you've got your 2 points right here. Totally clear and easy. There's no issue with that. If you take the front of the zone right here, right, first touch of the zone to the short side, you had 2+ points without any issue whatsoever. So these zones by themselves provide good trade location. When you add the tools of tick divergence and tick extreme to that arsenal, and then you come about with a structured way to both increase your trade size, but also how are you going to increase your confidence levels, right? And there's specific methods for doing that. There's ways to structure your spreadsheets so that you can have the courage to take that trade each and every time and nail it, right? And if you lose, not have it be an out of control loss, have it be a pre-planned loss that you've accepted in your mind and that you're comfortable with, and that you know that if you run this trade 10 times, that 8 or 9 times the trade's going to survive for you. It's going to pay you, and it's going to help you grow in the amount of money you have in your trading account. So let's go over the keys for tonight and trying to keep it simple, and then I'm going to go pass out because I am exhausted. So number 1, the zones themselves are an edge. Number 2, the focus is on the first touch of those zones. The highest risk reward ratio comes from the middle to the back of the zone. Why? There's nothing special about the middle. It just requires a smaller stop, and it's an area where a lot more people are more comfortable. Sometimes I'm more comfortable from the middle of the zone, okay? And then the last piece of that, have a plan once you get successful for increasing your trade size. And instead of trying to go out there and master more and more trades, which will come to you naturally anyways over time, why mess with that? Why not just go in and say, okay, no problem. I'm going to focus on increasing my trade size and pounding that same trade over and over and over again. So I hope that helped. I wanted to give you a little glimpse into how I stay successful. I believe I had either 24 or 25 points for the month. Really happy with that. Picture in your mind, do the math. Do 2 contracts at 25 points a month, 1 month, and then go to the following month. And I think I average actually over 25. I think I'm closer to 30 points or 40 points a month. ES points. I have to go look at the spreadsheets. But on the trades I tweeted out, let's say we get a little bit easier market and I get to 35 points, right? Do that instead of with 25 on 2, do it with 35 on 3. What does your P&L look like? Then go to 4. What is that discipline? Does it get rewarded if you keep structuring and increasing your size and taking the same trade over and over again? But at the core of all of my trades, I want to stress, are these zones. The zones are the edge. And I also want to stress, anyone can trade profitably. You just simply have to make the decision that you're ready to do so. And there are many ways to get that done. These zones are just one, but there are many ways to get consistent and profitable. Hopefully, by seeing me tweet some of these trades in real time, that's helping y'all out. If you have any questions, my name is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. You can reach me at tradeandperform@gmail.com. I am pretty much solidly booked right now for all trading clients, but if you have a specific question, I'll be happy to try to address that and answer it. But time-wise, I am at my max in terms of coaching clients. So I hope everyone had a great day. Relax tonight. Tomorrow will be more fun. By the way, NQ looks like it is on fire and ready to take off like a rocket ship. I hope that is correct. So anyways, have a great night. We will talk soon. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.